This is a dream I had in May 2011, sometime in the middle of May. I wrote it down and I'm just gonna read it for you. I was outside on a porch of a house or a building or something. There was some guy there. I think he was the owner of the house or something. Maybe some kind of party was happening. There were some keyboard type instruments there, and I was playing one of them, but it wasn't like a regular keyboard. I was kind of holding it vertically up to my chest, and there were keys on both sides, and pressing the keys caused more than sounds. Seems like electricity or power was emanating from it. Was was playing some kind of song or something, but I don't remember what. Just remember that it was, for lack of better words, powerful. I was talking to my brother I was then talking to my brother, trying to tell him about this girl that scams people, pretending to love them, but takes all their stuff, basically robs them. I listed off a whole bunch of people I knew who she already did it to. I remember naming at least 7 or 8 people, and I remember the last person I named was one of his friends, and he seemed kind of surprised by that. I think I convinced my brother to ditch the chick, but she wasn't happy about it. All the while, the chick was there, but she wasn't saying anything or defending herself, like she knew I was telling the truth and wasn't going to argue about it, but kind of had a look on her face like she didn't really care, kind of like a smirk, like she would just move on to someone else easy enough. Then I remember we left and we got. I remember my brother and I were leaving the house, and we got to the outer gate of the yard, and I told him we needed to go back in, that I'd forgotten something, though I don't remember what. I walked through some rooms, and there was a room with 2 girls in it. One of them seemed like one of my friends, and in another room I think I saw her husband and his son playing with some kind of toy or device or something. It was small and had glowing lights, like some kind of hologram or something. Next thing I remember, I was walking down the street with my brother away from the house, and it was night time. Suddenly there appeared in the sky, maybe 200 feet or so in front of us, as if something above was shooting a laser. The laser was white with blue edges, like lightning, except straight, like a laser beam. I only saw the laser beam. I didn't have a chance to look up to see who or what was shooting it, but it was a solid beam moving towards our direction, and there was a couple other people out on the street too, closer to the laser beam. Almost at the same time, like a split second after, I saw up in the sky, off in the distance, a bunch of lights, grouped up like balls of light. Someone pointed at them saying, "Do you see that? What is that?" And then the lights started moving around. It was as if they were connected dot points of a giant octopus, moving its tentacles around, and the balls of light were lined up and down the tentacles. That's how they seemed to be moving, in a pattern as if they were giant octopus tentacles moving around. Then the other people in the front of us started screaming and turned around, running away from it, towards me, but I couldn't move. It was as if I were frozen, and my muscles were locked up, and the air pressure around me had somehow changed, and I heard some kind of whispering voice in my head or in my ear or something, but could not make out what was said. I remember trying to yell out to my brother several times, but he couldn't hear me, as if there was some kind of force field container around me, so my words weren't getting through, and my brother had turned around and started running. And there was some guy maybe 10 or 20 feet in front of me, running away from the laser beam. He turned and started running away too, right towards me, but I was in his path. But he wasn't stopping or changing course, meant to run right into me or something. I remember he was vaguely Latin American looking, and we made eye contact as he was running towards me, about to run me over, and his eyes were full of terror. Just before he collided into me, I felt myself being yanked up and backwards, but it was like I was being pulled out of the dream itself. I instantly woke up, feeling as though someone or something purposely yanked me out of the dream. My whole body felt like when your foot falls asleep, but from head to toe, and I just kind of laid there in bed in that state with those images in my mind, and trying to remember the details, and then I wrote them down, and now I've spoken them here. The end.